Greetings. I'm a 50-year-old man who has seen his fair share of storms in life. One of my biggest battles for the past 25 years has been with masturbation. This battle has followed me like a shadow and an unwanted companion on my journey through life. It began as a harmless curiosity and youthful exploration, but quickly turned into an addiction and a vice that I found difficult to break free from over the years. This battle has taken a toll on my life, leaving me with visible and hidden scars, shaped me in ways I'm not proud of, and led me down paths I would have preferred. I want to share with you the 10 ways that masturbating has badly influenced my life, and how not to tread has held me back and prevented me from realizing my full potential. The first way that masturbation destroyed my life was through retrogression and backwardness. Imagine a man who, like me, weaves dreams and aspirations only to discover that his progress has slowed down to a crawl. This habit, this insidious addiction, has a way of anchoring you to the past, keeping you from moving forward. I found myself dreaming constantly, not of a bright and promising future, but of being stuck in my old flat. This represented my stagnation and served as a stark reminder. The second major impact was my unwillingness to enter into a relationship or get married for years. This retrogression was a result of my addiction masturbation and kept me rooted in the past, unable to go forward in life. I was desperate for the company and profound connection that come with a meaningful relationship, but my masturbation addiction seemed to be an insurmountable barrier. You see, relationships need emotional vulnerability, the capacity to open up to someone and share experiences in order to connect deeply. But my addiction was like a wall, keeping me from making these connections. Although I was physically there, I felt a million miles away because I was unable to connect with others and be vulnerable, which prevented me from enjoying the pleasures of company. It took me years to break free from the vicious cycle of addiction, feeding my loneliness, and my solitude fueling my addiction, leaving me alone and unable to sustain meaningful connections. The happiness and fulfillment that come from romantic relationships were taken away from me by my addiction, and masturbating also had a bad impact on my self-confidence. Because of my addiction, which was like a heavy weight constantly pulling down on my self-confidence, I found myself doubting my abilities, questioning my worth, and avoiding opportunities that could have led to personal growth and success. You see, self-confidence is like a muscle that needs to be exercised, nurtured, and grown. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more I gave in to this habit, the less confident I felt, and the more I turned to masturbation as the cycle continued, making it harder for me to interact with people because I was constantly second-guessing myself out of fear of being judged or rejected. This insecurity and dread prevented me from realizing my full potential and accomplishing my objectives. I was caught in a vicious cycle of low self-esteem and self-doubt, which was all caused by my masturbation addiction. The addiction not only took up a lot of my time, but also prevented me from realizing my full professional potential. My performance at work suffered as a result of my constant lack of focus and energy. I was also caught in a cycle of short-term gratification that prevented me from seeing long-term prosperity, as my earning potential was stunted and promotions became an unattainable goal. Instead of saving money for the future, I discovered that I was spending it on quick satisfaction. The importance of financial security was overwhelmed by the lure of fleeting pleasure. My savings were disappearing, and there was no sign of any significant increase, which put me in a difficult financial situation. The cost of my addiction went beyond money. It also included time, energy, and potential that I would never be able to recoup. My addiction cost me dearly, both materially and figuratively. Problems with my physical health were another effect of my addiction. The body, as you can see, isn't made for continuous self-gratification. It needs balance, rest, and recovery. My addiction resulted in numerous health problems. The symptoms began with exhaustion, a persistent sense of being mentally and physically depleted. The more I engaged in the behavior, the weaker my body felt, and I was unable to complete even the most basic chores without feeling worn out. Next came the more concerning indications. I began to have excruciating back pain, eye strain, and hair loss. The actor who was supposed to offer me joy was gradually turning into a nightmare as my health worsened with every day. The impact was not just bodily but also psychological distress. My immune system weakened and I found myself becoming sick more often than not. I started to live with depression and mood swings all the time. Masturbation negatively affected my physical health, jeopardizing it. Emotional agony was a frequent companion on my voyage of self-destruction with masturbation. I was experiencing a roller coaster of emotions. It was a cycle of highs and lows, but the lows were always deeper, darker, and longer lasting. Anxiety and depression would sneak up on me in the middle of a crowded room or during the quiet hours of the night, clouding my thoughts like a heavy fog, while anxiety would make my heart race, my palms sweat, and my mind race. One day, I would be up, elated, basking in the momentary pleasure, and the next, I would be down, drowning in the depths of guilt and shame. Even in my happiest times, there was always a nagging sense, a whisper of guilt, or a shadow of shame. It seemed like I was living my life on the precipice, always afraid to collapse. My addiction was the cause of this emotional tempest. Social seclusion was an additional outcome of my addiction. Relationships cost work, time, and emotional engagement. The more I gave in to the pull of self-gratification, the more I discovered that I was withdrawing from the outside world. It was as though a fog had rolled in, clouding my memory of the colorful life I had formerly led. All of these were taken from me by my addiction. I became a ghost, present in my body, but absent in spirit. I felt smiles were just a mask I wore, and hollow laughing felt forced. I started to avoid them. Events that I preferred the seclusion of my room over social gatherings. The comfort of knowing people was replaced by the icy glare of a screen. My world contracted to the four walls of my room. I turned away those who attempted to support me. I constructed a fortress of solitude without realizing it was a prison. My masturbation addiction caused me to miss a great deal of possibilities and put a hole between myself and the people I loved the most. Opportunities in life are like trains waiting for you to board them and go to your destination. But what if you were an addict whose obsession kept you ensnared in one place, watching as one train after another left the station? My addiction caused my eyesight to become blurry, rendering me blind to possibilities that were presented to me. Whether it was a job offer that I was too tired to prepare for, or an opportunity to travel and expand my horizons, I turned it down in favor of the comforts of my addiction. I've had opportunities to build relationships and meaningful connections in the past that may have improved my life, but my addiction prevented me from taking advantage of them, leaving me with a legacy of lost possibilities. My addiction caused me to lose out on a great deal of opportunities, and eventually, masturbation left me feeling very guilty and regretful. I notice how quickly the years have passed as I look back. The valuable time I formerly spent fueling my addiction, it feels like a thief has taken my most valuable possession: time. I consider all the opportunities I lost, the relationships I could have fostered, and the dreams I could have pursued, all of which were replaced by a fleeting, hollow pleasure. Before continuing with this video, subscribe, like, and comment, as this helps grow our channel. It's difficult to accept that I have failed myself and wasted my potential. I'm plagued by what-if scenarios. What if I had chosen differently? What if I had gotten help sooner? The regret serves as a continual reminder of the life I could have had if I hadn't allowed my addiction to control me. I have a lot of regrets from my addiction, but it's never too late to make changes. Keep your regrets out of your life narrative. Assume, charge, and effect a transformation. These are the times in my life when masturbation caused havoc, but it's crucial to remember that you can always ask for help and change the direction of your life. I've experienced regression and deterioration, struggled to uphold relationships and cultivate self-worth, dealt with health issues and financial uncertainty and emotional turmoil, disengagement, wasted opportunities, and regret. These are avoidable hazards, my friends. If you identify with any of these signs in your own life, realize that you're not alone and that help is available. There's always room for improvement and you can break the pattern of the past, but you have to acknowledge the issue before seeking help. On the other side of this struggle, a better life awaits you, full of self-assurance, fulfilling relationships, health, and opportunities. You deserve this life. I want to share with you that at the end of this journey, I found strength and solace in my faith in God. I pray and study the Bible because it has the power to set you free, because the Bible says that the truth will set you free. Always keep in mind that it's never too late to make a change in direction. In order to start your journey towards a better tomorrow, get help today. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Your participation enables us to impact more lives and reach more people. I appreciate you seeing.